Hey, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Chris. I'm just a dude obsessed with bikes. In this video, I wanted to give you a tour of one of the local parks for me, North Cooper Lake Park in Smyrna, Georgia. Now this is more of an XC trail system, but the local riders there have built a ton of fun janky bits, some jumps, some drops, some really fun, faster descending. There's a whole section of skinnies and stuff, so it has a lot to offer. And it's been a great training ground for myself, especially when I only have like an hour to ride. This is only 10 minutes from my house, so I'm really grateful to have this park and wanted to give you a tour. So if you live in the area or if you're just passing through, highly recommend checking out North Cooper Lake Park. So here's a little tour. So there's kind of two sides to the park. If you enter the trails behind the restrooms, you'll see a little bridge. That's the side that we're on right now. So when you get up to here, this is just a little loop, brings you back to the same spot over here. So if you go straight through that intersection, you get to what wants to be a flow trail. And no offense to whoever built it, it's just not really steep enough to carry speed. But we'll hit this first. Maybe on an e-bike you can hit that. All right, we'll go back to the top. I'll show you my preferred line. So again, if you come up this way, if you go straight, you hit that little flow trail thing that we just did. But if you turn right, this way I think is a little more fun. So you can circle around and go back to the right, or take this alt line, drop, oh, something happened there. Nary in Poopy shoots. If you come here, especially in the summer, you'll understand why we call it that. Don't let your dog swim in this water. Say hi. And then kind of follow this little creek for a minute. Again, this part of it smells better, but it's still the same water system. It's some kind of sewage runoff or something, but even down here where, you know, it looks pretty, you can get to this water down here. But again, don't let your dog swim in it. You'll see a fork right here. You'll come up this way. Call to other bikers, but this is fun. Dropping. And this we lovingly refer to as the upside down. Hopefully it's obvious why. And there's a bigger skinny, but there's this skinny, which then you can take up to that extended part, but also you can drop in from this other level and take this skinny all the way down to that one. If skinnies are your thing, you know, I don't know. They're not mine. E-bikes are great, but if you can hit this whole park on a pedal bike and hit every trail in one ride, it's a great workout, man. You do have to watch for hikers. But generally when the parking lot's pretty empty like it is now, you won't run into too many people. They're mostly at the playground. Another option, I'll show you when we're on the other side, is one of these trails you can just take from the top, across this, and then take this descent. This is just usually how I start my ride here. So I usually ride that as an out and back. You can climb this way. You just really have to be listening out for bikers. But the benefit of climbing, back up, one of these descents have been cleaning the trail from just any spoke breakers or rim dingers along the way. Here the goal is to take off about here and gap all of this to catch the downside of this slab to then set you up for that line there. And we have cool new signage like a proper bike park. So this is the top of the trail we were just climbing. If you just keep going straight, you get to here. From here you can see the gazebo and the jump line. And I'll come back and hit this in a second. But if you turn right and climb up, we're gonna do another section right now. The Blue Trail. And then this first intersection you get to, turn left and climb this trail. We're gonna come back down. Trail's a little messy today. This time we'll take this one. And then here, if you're into skinnies, in my defense, I'm still riding with a broken toe. That's my excuse for today. So if you didn't waste your time going down there to look at a skinny that you're not gonna hit, you'd still be on this trail. Basically, we're just heading back to the parking lot. Again, no offense to anyone who built this. These are cool. You'll definitely have more fun on a DJ or a BMX bike. The jumps are just really, nothing against them being small. They're not very long. And on a big bike, I just kind of huck the flat every time. But from time to time, I do bring the dirt jumper out here. But unfortunately, it's usually kind of overrun by 5-year-olds at a birthday party who are playing with their RC cars on the jumps. So this is usually kind of unusable. Got a branch to my face. If you were doing those skinnies, you would come out here. But we're coming up this way. But while you're here, you can just hit like all of these little loops. You of course have to work for the descents, but that's what you're here for. So what do you guys think with the new Insta360, the X5?
Seems like they finally addressed their terrible audio, and the footage now looks better than ever before. What do you think is going to happen with GoPro? Is it going to try to compete more in the 360 space? Is it going to get into drones? But yeah, I've been watching a bunch of videos with the new Insta360 and just wondering about the future of GoPro. Here's a little skills area, a couple of rock gardens. Got little squirrels. Starting from the same spot last time when I got up to this intersection, I went left. And down that way, this time we'll go straight. And now, when I was on the other side, I showed you how you could come from this way to hit that downhill line and back to that other bridge. This is just the other side of that. This time I won't take the alt line. That was back there, the rock drop. Yeah, so here, you could take this high line, And then there's plans to build another downhill only line coming through here. I would love to see an alt line coming off of this into a sideline here with a takeoff that crosses over this into this as a landing. And I don't know why we would go around that way when we could keep our speed and go straight this way, but that'll be cool if we get that done. Really cool park. Happy to have this so close. This is like 12 minutes from my house. But for definitely a good workout day, and there's some fun descending stuff, some techie bits. It's great. So if you're in the Smyrna area and you have your bike with you, you might as well hit North Cooper Lake. Cool spot.